Hi everyone, today we're going to be creating this look. I am going to start off by prepping my skin with some moisturizers. This one is the Dermalogica Intensive Moisture Balance. It's really good for sensitive skin. Next, I am taking the Amber Elise Anti-Aging. This one's really good for fine lines and wrinkles. Next, I am taking the Hydra Matte, and this one's more of a jelly-like. I like to put this on my T-zone to control the oil. Next, I'm taking my eye cream. This one is by Clinique, and I like to do this to prep for the concealer we're going to put under there. Next, I'm taking my Nano Mister for some added moisture. And taking the Pixie Hydrating Milk Spray, and this is just going to help get some moisture into the skin as well. And taking the Ultimate Face Primer and just putting some of that all over my face. Next, we're going to go in with the Stila color correcting palette. I'm going to use this olive shade to go ahead and conceal anywhere I have ruby undertones or I have acne marks. Next, I'm going to go in with this orange shade, and I'm going to put that anywhere I have a gray undertone from my beard. Next, taking the peach color in the palette and going under my eyes to get rid of the blue. Next, taking my Esom brush and taking that light shade in that same palette, going ahead and prepping my eyes. Next, I'm taking a flat brush, and I'm just going to carve out the under of my brow. That really helps create a clean looking base for your shadows to stick on, and it helps make your brows look like they were done, even though they're not, and we all have quarantine brows. I'm going ahead and blend that out with my Esom T18 brush, I believe. Next, I am taking the powder and just setting that so it does not go anywhere. And this is really good if you have oily eyes. So next, I'm taking the Ultimate Face palette, and I'm going in with the white shade and putting that under my brow bone to kind of lift my brows up and create more space to work with. Just really packing that shade on. Next, I'm taking the blue, and I'm going to start working this color in. I like to start by blending everything out first rather than packing on the color. I like to build it. That way it just ensures that my blend is flawless throughout the whole entire process. And you can use any type of fluffy brush for this. I'm using the Morphe M441 brush. Again, just packing on that shade, working it in, blending up and around, going back in with that white shade and applying that back under my brows. I like to go back and forth between shadows to really ensure that my blend is okay. Next, taking that purple and using a Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush, just working that in and going back in with the blue and sort of blending it together. And you'll see me do that a lot. I like to go back and forth. And you don't really have to worry about the edges right now because we are going to just sharpen them up with the concealer. Now I'm taking the purple and black shade and really deepening out the outer V. And just go back and forth between your blends. Now I'm just packing on that dark shade, still on the outer V, making sure I can get as much pigment as I want. Just working that shade all over the lid. And blending out. So now we are going to do the cut crease.
Alrighty,
So I just like to take the concealer to about the middle of my lid and then look up, and that will show you where your natural crease is. And I like to take the cut crease a little bit higher than my natural crease because I have hooded eyes. And when you do that, you are able to still see the shadow and the cut crease when you open your eyes. So that's a little trick I learned on YouTube, to just look up, and that will show you where your natural one is, and you want to make sure you're taking it higher. I am using a flat brush that has a little bit of a rounded tip to help create this cut crease. Now I am taking the yellow shade from the Ultimate Face palette and just packing that in the inner corner. Now I'm taking the two green shades and mixing them together, and I'm going to put that on the middle of my lid and kind of blend it in between the yellow and the blue. And do the same on the other eye. And I'm doing this while the concealer is still wet to ensure that I can get as much pigment as I can. Again, just packing on that yellow and green shade and blending it out to the blue. Alrighty, now taking the black and the purple, we are going to deep out the outer part of my lid and kind of focus it more on the bottom. And this is going to make your eye appear more almond and wider, which is the goal. Now I am taking this white liner by NYX. You can use any white liner you want and just follow your crease. And this will help brighten everything up. I really like this one because it is waterproof and it is pretty accurate and sharp. Alrighty, and I decided to brighten up my eyes, so I'm going to be using this in my inner corner as well, and that's going to really give me the brightness that I want. Once that is on, I'm just going to sharpen up everything and really intensify that inner corner. Now I am taking the white shade from the palette and putting that on my brow bone. Alrighty, now we are going to take a break from the eyes and we are going to blend out our color correction. Now taking the RCMA palette, I am going to put on my foundation. And I am using a Clinique foundation brush for this process. And I like to use that same RCMA palette as my foundation, concealer, and a bronzer. So now I'm just taking my concealer brush and I am sharpening up the edges to give me that lifted effect. Alrighty, so now just blend everything out, add your powders. I am wiping away my bake from the Anastasia Beverly Hills setting powder. Now I'm going in with the Pixie hydrating spray. And taking that silver shade from the Ultimate Face palette and taking my highlighter brush and going ahead and applying that as my highlighter. Now I'm going in with the Morphe liner. This one is in the shade Black. I really like this one. It's really sharp and precise, and I love using it on myself and my clients. Of course, I have two different ones, one for my kit and one for my personal. Next, I am taking a cat eyelash style to widen my eye and create a more almond shape. And applying the glue straight to the band, I like to place the lashes in the middle and tuck in the corners with an angled brush. And I am using my lashes in the style Sugar Baby with Luxe Life also stacked onto it. Again, just taking that glue, applying it to the band, placing it in the middle, and using an angled brush to tuck in the corners and to lift them up so they don't fall. Next, just powdering my face with the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder and taking that purple and that blue and working that under my eye with the Paul Mitchell lip brush. I really like using this brush to do under my eye with shadow because it is small and very precise. And now I'm just taking that white shade and that yellow shade and putting it on the inner corner to add some pop to my look. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to take the blue shade and blend the purple and the yellow together. And really want to make sure they are blending. taking my Pixie spray, spraying that brush, and going in with the golden shade, I'm going to pack that on top of the yellow to add some brightness and some shimmer in the inner corner. And just taking that silver from the Ultimate Face palette and applying more on for some highlighter. Alrighty, and taking the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil, I'm going to go ahead and start filling in my brows. I really like the shade because it's more of an undertone, and since my eyebrow hairs are really dark, I don't want to use a really dark shade because that can come off as just too much for me. So I really enjoy using the shade Taupe because it is like a shade lighter than my actual brow hairs. So it fills them in, it gives me my shape without them looking too crazy, which I really like. And I like to just follow the natural shape of my eyebrows. Of course, they need to be done because of quarantine, but that's another story. Alrighty, then just brushing that product through. Next, I am taking the Tarte Busy Gal Brow Gel in the shade Taupe and just kind of setting my brows in place so they don't move. Now I am taking the Maybelline Clear Mascara and putting that over my brows as well. This adds shine back to your brow hairs and make them appear like they are actually hair again. I'm taking that silver shade from the Ultimate Face palette and just packing that over the white to add some shimmer. And I'm using that same flat brush that we cut the crease with. And a trick I like to do, I like to take my liner and go under my lash band, and that just helps blend your natural lashes and the falsies together. Next, I'm taking that Paul Mitchell lip brush and going in with the white shade and working it on the outer corner of my waterline. And that is just going to brighten up my under eye and really give this look a nice little pop. Just working that in. Alrighty, so now I'm taking a lip pencil, and this is a very mauve shade from L'Oreal. And then going in with Sweet Mouth by Fenty. It's a nice little gloss. I'm not doing my lips too bold because the eye look is a very bold look today. Next, I'm taking my lash glue and applying that to the flower petals. Really cheap, guys. You can get them at the store. And just go ahead and apply it. You want to make sure the glue is tacky, though, or else it will not stick. So I'm going to be sticking them on and then using the end of an eyeshadow brush to really make sure they are on there. And then I'm going to apply some glue to it and kind of let it get tacky before I apply the rest of the flowers. And while I do that, I'm going to add my mascara. This is the Kush Mascara by Milk Makeup. I really like this one. It helps blend my natural lashes to the falsies really well. And then I decided to add some fun little jewels. Again, I got this at the store and just kind of help elevate this look and take it to the next level. So then I'm going to add on the flower petals. And I'm just using a little brush to tuck them in. And you can place them wherever you want. I decided to do it over my brow. And then taking that purple shade and applying that right in between the flower and your brow to help blend. Alrighty, and now I'm adding a jewel right over that yellow flower to help create a nice little pop. And I decided to apply one under my eye. Then going in with that spray and again hydrating my face. Now I'm going to apply mascara under my eye and do my lower lashes. Ignore the mascara face. I tried not to make it, but it didn't happen. Just really working that mascara in. And I decided to add another jewel above the brow. Alrighty, and just making sure those lashes are not clockable, I like to go in and do a light layer of liner over them once they are on. And I decide to add one more on the inner corner. Alrighty, and there you guys have it. That is the completed look. It's really fun to create, you guys. I used Ultimate Face. I know you guys have that at home, so try to give this a try and go ahead and tag me.